Today, we're going to put Midjourney versus Leonardo AI head to head and see who comes out on top. We'll toss the same prompts at both and see how they measure up across some of the most common use cases: image to image, creating logos, generating realistic humans, or maintaining consistent characters. By the time you finish this video, you'll be in the know about what each is good at and where they fall short. This way, you'll know which one to choose for your next project. So before you dive into one image generator or the other, make sure to hang out with us until the end. And if you get some value out of this video, consider subscribing for more actionable AI content. Let's begin with the basic prompt test. Firstly, let's use this Grand Canyon image as a reference to determine if Leonardo and Midjourney can generate an image similar to this without uploading the reference image. For the first contender, it's time to hit up Leonardo's website and get ourselves logged in. By the way, if you're curious about mastering the art of using Leonardo, check out our video tutorial covering everything from creating images to exploring features like 3D modeling. Now let's roll up our sleeves and create some Grand Canyon images. To kick things off, we need prompts that get us as close as possible to the reference image on screen here. So let's try, for example, create a Grand Canyon with a very big, massive rock at the center of the image, with a gentle river gracefully surrounding it, radiant sun rays casting a warm glow from above, and a mesmerizing aerial view, the edges softly lit for added depth, an imposing monumental beauty bathed in enchanting golden light, with clear, intricate details visible in the flowing water below. Now let's wait for a bit and see how Leonardo does. Unfortunately, it seems like Leonardo didn't quite get what we were asking for, so let's give it another shot. Wait a bit, and it pretty much does the same thing, but check this one out. It kind of resembles our reference photo. Let's save that and compare it to Midjourney later. Switching gears to Midjourney, type in \imagine and hit enter. Let's borrow that same prompt we crafted earlier and tweak it. Midjourney is a tad complicated because you need to throw in colons and commas to fine-tune the image generation. For a quick rundown, you have to use double hyphens to tweak parameters like aspect ratios, styles, Midjourney version, etc. If you're handling ideas or giving importance, go for double colons. When combining various options, throw in curly brackets, and if you need a comma without causing chaos, use a \. Instead of using this prompt, let's insert double colons between Grand Canyon and width. Reorganize everything, shaping it like this. Hit that enter button, and check out the magic we pulled off with this incredible image. It might not be a carbon copy of the inspiration, but it did a better job compared to Leonardo's attempt earlier. Leonardo missed the mark with the massive rock around the Grand Canyon, while Midjourney, although not an exact match, shares features like the big rock and the surrounding river. So for the first showdown of Midjourney versus Leonardo, I'm leaning towards Midjourney this time, giving it a solid 7 out of 10, while Leonardo scores a modest 5. Honestly, Leonardo's image has that animated vibe, while Midjourney leans more towards realism, though not drastically. Now, one thing where Leonardo clearly stands out is its user-friendly interface. You can easily pick and adjust things using your cursor, unlike Midjourney on Discord where you have to type everything out. And don't even get me started on speed. Leonardo is almost 5 times faster, generating a picture in about 13 seconds, while Midjourney takes a bit longer, around 51 seconds. Overall, Midjourney still gets the crown this time. For the next challenge, we're going to try out the image-to-image feature on both platforms, starting with Midjourney. We'll test how well it can interpret the prompts and photos that we provide. So how about for this, we try using a photo of OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. Since we already have a picture here, let's give it a shot and ask Midjourney if it can generate this image with some tigers around him. We're adding a twist by utilizing a Midjourney style tuner this time. With this feature, you can craft your own unique visual style and apply it to any or potentially all the images you generate in the platform going forward. If you're interested in using Midjourney's style tuner that we'll be using in this example, copy the link that we've provided in the description below. Don't worry about the collection of Yakuza pictures. Those are just a set of reference images that you can choose from to get the style you're looking for. To incorporate this style tuner into the images, simply copy the style code, and then at the end of your prompt, type in a double hyphen and then the word style, so double hyphen style. Hit the spacebar, and then paste the style code. Now let's dive into the generation process. So go back to Midjourney and commence the image creation. Let's first upload the picture we want to work on. To accentuate the presence of the tigers and the forest, let's use double colons, followed by double hyphens at the last part, and add the word style. Finally, paste the previously copied code and hit enter. And there you have it. As you can see, the images here don't look too shabby, and I'm somewhat satisfied with how they turned out. So let's go ahead and save these results before we jump into a comparison with Leonardo. If you want to create your own style tuner, no worries, I've got you covered. Start by typing /tune and selecting the first recommendation. As for the prompt, after checking the link in the description, you'll end up on a page. Copy this part, paste it into the prompt section in the chat box, and hit enter. You may create your own prompt and add the elements and descriptions that fit your preferred style. Midjourney will then ask about your style preferences, so you can pick any style directions you want, like 16, 32, 64, or 128. This will be the number of reference images that you'll be generating. Basically, the more style directions you request, the more possibility to fine-tune your unique style, but it gets more expensive. You can opt out for default mode if you want to incorporate the default Midjourney aesthetic in your style, but if your base prompt already includes creative directions for your chosen style, you can choose raw mode. Once the style tuner activates in about 2 minutes, follow the link provided by Midjourney. This link will lead you to the same page I mentioned in the description box. Basically, here you can carefully select the photos you prefer from each row. And keep in mind that you have the option to choose multiple photos. Personally, I'd opt for this one, this, and this. The images that you've selected will be the ones to be used as references. Once you have chosen your preferred set of images, your style code is now ready. You can now scroll down to copy the code. All right, brace yourselves. Now it's Leonardo AI's turn to take a crack at the Sam versus Tigers prompt. We'll be using the same photo and prompt. We'll utilize the absolute reality version 1.6 fine-tuned model and set the strength to 15 for Leonardo AI image to image. For the prompt, let's type Sam Altman in the forest fending off 3 tigers and hit generate. So unlike Midjourney earlier, Leonardo AI image to image proves to be less complicated during the generation process. Personally, I find it easier on Leonardo because, unlike in Discord, you won't accidentally mess up the URL you pasted. And voila, the results from Leonardo aren't too shabby either. So let's save these and compare them to Midjourney. All right, clearly Midjourney takes the lead here. If I were to score this, I'd give Midjourney a solid 7 points, while Leo trails with about 4. It's not terrible, but not exceptional either. Both platforms managed to produce high-resolution images, but Leo excelled in terms of resolution. In the speed department, Leo takes approximately 25 seconds, while Midjourney clocks in at around 21 seconds. Again, if you want to use our style tuner, don't forget to click the link in the description. All right, so far, the outcomes are looking good, especially considering that Leonardo is free. Now, let's dive a bit deeper. Business owners, if you're thinking about using these platforms for logo generation, let's put them to the test. Okay, first step, Leonardo. Jump into image generation and let's try to recreate our channel's logo. For the prompt, let's put something like logo for AI world with a blue and white swirl design in the style of acid wave, conceptual playlists, liquid metal, light purple and black, algae punk, anamorphic lens, marble. Make sure to switch to Leonardo Diffusion XL for its fine-tuned model. It tends to do better with logos based on my experience. After a few seconds, check it out. The results are pretty impressive, although it doesn't quite nail our logo reference. Still, it's looking good in its own way. Now, let's give Midjourney a shot. Type \imagine and let's reuse the prompt we used for Leonardo. As you can see, the results here are also decent and creative. I mean, both images are so cool, it's hard to choose which one is better. But if I have to choose one, then I'd favor Leonardo for my logo, giving it a solid 9 out of 10, while Midjourney gets an 8. Once again, creating logo prompts proves more user-friendly on Leonardo as it allows you to build and train your model, leveraging logo models from the community. Despite both platforms producing logos swiftly and of high quality, Leonardo still stands out as the best choice for generating these specific ideas. Let's spice up our logo game by enhancing our own logo using the image-to-image feature. So first, we'll try Midjourney, upload our logo, and then enhance it by typing /imagine. We'll copy the uploaded image and the prompt we've been using, hit that generate button, and then patiently wait for the result. After some time, check out the outcome. It's pretty intriguing and interesting. And let's save this version because it looks the most promising. Now, on to Leonardo. Let's use the image-to-image feature with the same prompt. So, as you can observe, it doesn't alter much, but artistically it maintains a good and simple look. So if I had to rate these two platforms, I'd call it a tie. Both platforms work wonders in enhancing logos. But Leonardo definitely takes the lead in terms of speed because Midjourney takes around 28 seconds, whereas Leonardo zips through the task in just 17 seconds. But we're not calling it quits yet because I'm up for more experimentation, and this time we're steering away from logos to get a sense for each image model's ability to interpret non-image to image human prompts. So for a test run, let's attempt to generate a photo of Elon Musk from the torso up, sticking to the tech CEO theme. Let's kick things off with Midjourney. Type /imagine again, and for our prompt, let's put something like Elon Musk wearing black leather sleeves, slightly smiling, facing sideways, arms crossed, attending a conference. People in the background, red curtains surrounding the event hall, aspect ratio 16:9. To avoid weird stuff like distorted hands, face, or arms, let's include some negative prompts using double hyphens and the word no. Then we'll do disfigured arms, disfigured hands and fingers, and disfigured face. All right, it's time to create and check out the outcome. Pretty good, I must say. It's impressive. So let's save this one because it looks the most realistic and cool. You can also enhance these pictures by upscaling if you want to improve them further. So now moving on to Leonardo, we'll be using the photorealistic fine-tuned model and generate the same prompt used for Midjourney, like Elon Musk sporting black leather sleeves, giving a slight smile, turned sideways, arms crossed, at a conference, red curtain background. You can also employ negative prompts here if you don't want any distorted parts, especially when generating human tests. Specify the parts you want to remain intact. And look at the results. Honestly, I found this more impressive than Midjourney because it looks more realistic and really resembles Elon Musk, and it also used the background we wanted. Artistically speaking, Leonardo performs better in this challenge. It also adheres to our negative prompt with no disfigured parts. It also boasts higher resolution than Midjourney and it's easier to use. However, it seems like Leo takes its time when it comes to generating human images, taking at least 33 seconds, while Midjourney generates the photo in 18 seconds. Next up, consistent characters. A lot of you have been asking about creating a comic or storybook using AI, and you need some consistent characters to be able to do that. So let's see which model can generate characters the most consistently. Starting with Midjourney, the first thing we're going to do is create a prompt for a potential character that we're going to make consistently. I'm going for a realistic photo of a young adult woman with twin tails, ginger hair, character sheets, spacing, and margin, different expressions, multiple angles with an aspect ratio of 1:1, repeating it 3 times. So the results here are quite promising. I mean, look at that. It vividly pictured what I had in mind. So let's save this and crop it in another app called Photopea. And let's crop each character and save them. After that, let's head back to Midjourney and start uploading the 3 photos we cropped earlier. Once they're uploaded, save each image address by right-clicking and save it in your notepad or the chat box. To set this character as a consistent character, let's type \prefer option set and set the option part as its name. In my case, I'm going to call her Ruby. After that, click the +1 more, and you should be able to see the value part where you paste the image address that we saved earlier. Click enter. Once that's done, let's create another prompt in a different setting and see if we can generate a consistent character. For example, Type \imagine a girl in a park with a snowy background and add double hyphens, then Ruby. Since we've given Midjourney reference images, it should be able to reproduce Ruby's facial features in different prompts. And look at that, she looks pretty realistic. Let's try situating her on a beach and eliminating the snowy background and see if she stays consistent. Voila! It maintains a pretty consistent look. Well done, Midjourney. Now let's check out Leonardo AI to see if we can establish a consistent character. There are two methods for achieving character consistency on Leonardo, and we're opting for the first, which happens to be quite straightforward. We'll create a prompt featuring the character's name and specific details such as age, height, appearance, and activities. For example, Catherine James, 19 years old, 5'8", chestnut hair, hazel eyes, radiant complexion, expressive, kind gaze, balanced lifestyle, modern sophistication and style, graceful movements, confident in professional settings, warm and humorous in casual moments, a distinctive blend of intelligence, warmth, and style, skiing in the Swiss Alps. And don't forget to include any characteristics you don't want using negative prompts. And there you have it, a beautiful result. Now, let's create another iteration to test the consistency. So replace skiing on a snowy Alps with at the park. Let's give it one more go, replacing the ends with sitting inside a coffee shop. And behold, it looks consistently good, and the process is quite straightforward. So now let's explore the second method, where we train a fine-tuned model by creating a new data set. Click on this section and create a new data set. The good news is you can still train a model on the free plan, but it's limited to one model. Just fill in the name and description using the same prompt that we used before. After that, upload photos of the character, and you can use the images we generated earlier. It's recommended to upload 10 photos so that it can successfully generate the same character. Once that's done, you can train your new model. Fill in the blanks for the model's name, description, and an instance prompt. Then click on the training process. After the process is complete, let's use our model. Click Generate New Image and switch the fine-tuned model to our own model. Let's make sure to include her name in the prompt. Let's say Catherine James wearing a red slick dress in an alley. Once again, include negative prompts to avoid any unwanted parts. And let's generate it. That's not right. Let's try playing in an arcade. Well, it seems to be improving with each additional prompt, but without going too far into the weeds of training our model, the first method seems like the better option. But it's worth noting that at some point with enough training data, the fine-tuned model would eventually be better. But overall, Midjourney did a much better job than either of the Leonardo methods. So, on generating consistent characters, I'd give Midjourney a 9 out of 10, the first method in Leonardo a 7 out of 10, and 5 for the second method. While Midjourney wins this round, both of them generated high-resolution images, so if you prefer to sacrifice some precision in the name of simplicity, then go for Leonardo. Well, in a nutshell, both platforms have their strengths, but Midjourney stands out when aiming for a more realistic style, especially if you customize your own tuner. You get to infuse your desired themes and visuals, allowing for endless experimentation. However, Midjourney has its drawbacks. Firstly, it's not very user-friendly, and secondly, it comes with a price tag starting at $10 a month. But on the flip side, Leonardo AI offers us free access to its platform, at least for a few generations per day. Yet, if you're into creating animations, comic books, or visual novels, then I'd strongly suggest considering the $10 investment in Midjourney. But if you're a business owner looking to design your logo, I highly recommend going with Leonardo AI. In conclusion, Leonardo AI versus Midjourney. Both have their strengths, and it all depends on the project you're working on. So I'd like to hear from you. Which one do you plan on using for your project? Let us know in the comments. If you're interested in learning more about AI tech, hit that subscribe button. And be sure to check out our other videos in case you find them useful.